And welcome back to Hannity. There is more explosive fallout from the Harvey Weinstein scandal tonight. It seems like every single minute of every day, we are learning more and more about how disturbing this casting couch culture is in Hollywood, how everybody knew and no one did a thing to stop it. Now, actress Molly Ringwald, famous for her roles in movies like The Breakfast Club and Pretty in Pink, well, she's penned an essay in The New Yorker where she describes being sexually assaulted by a director. She was only 14 years old. And it doesn't stop there. Celebrity icon Martha Stewart has now come forward saying she was sexually harassed working as a model at age 16. Also, we mentioned last night, Deadline senior editor Dominic Patton is now reporting that the Los Angeles city attorney is now going to prosecute Harvey Weinstein if, in fact, victims come forward. And he joins us now with more. Okay, what can you tell us about this?
Well, Sean, what we're seeing here is the beginning of what could likely be a very, very deep investigation out here on the West Coast. Officially, the LAPD has not started an investigation, though as we reported exclusively last week, they are considering it. Of course, the NYPD and police over in the UK are looking into complaints. But what the LA city attorney has said is if credible evidence comes forward, they will prosecute and pursue convictions against Harvey Weinstein. So this now raises the stakes here in the City of Angels.
All right, so you now have investigations in New York, maybe L.A., and the United Kingdom. I've been reading that Harvey Weinstein, if they prosecute, could be looking at, what, 25 years in jail?
Something like that. I mean, you have to remember, it's very complex the way these work. Right now in the state of California, there is no statute of limitations on sex crimes like rape. However, that's based on a law that Jerry Brown signed into effect earlier this year that essentially was to recoup some of the things that Bill Cosby was able to get out of in his various allegations. But and this is a big but. That law is only holding against crimes that have happened after January 1st, 2017. Otherwise, the previous 10-year statute of limitation still holds in the state of California. However, let's be clear, that doesn't mean that it didn't happen here. Of course, in New York, they're looking at similar things. And of course, as I said, in London.
All right, Dominic, thank you for that report. We appreciate it. Now, we've been telling you all week, this is the tip of the iceberg. Listen to Corey Feldman talk about pedophilia in Hollywood. He talked about it on Nightline and on The View with Barbara Walters. Watch this.
I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia. That's the biggest problem for children in this industry.
The casting couch even applies to children.
Oh, yeah. Not in the same way. It's all done under the radar.
Nobody talks about pedophilia.
It's the big secret.
And it's widespread?
Oh, yeah. I was surrounded by them when I was 14 years old. Surrounded. Literally. Didn't even know it. It wasn't until I was old enough to realize what they were and what they wanted and what they were about and the types of people that were surrounding me till I went, oh my God, they were everywhere like vultures. I'm saying that there are people that were the people that did this to both me and Corey that are still working, they're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
And they are.
And they do not want me saying what I'm saying right now.
Are you saying that they're pedophiles?
Yes.
And that they're still in this business?
Yes. Don't go into it thinking that it's all roses and sunglasses.
You're damaging an entire industry.
Joining us now with reaction, author of the brand new book, Through Your Eyes, My Child's Gift to Me. She, of course, well-known co-host of the #1 morning show, Fox and Friends. Ainsley Earhardt is here. By the way, this is your second in a series.
We need this after we just heard that soundbite. That breaks my heart.
Well, this is what I honestly, because now, and you always have the best illustrations. You got a really cute picture of your daughter on the back, which is awesome. So you have a young daughter.
I do.
And all these young girls, and now he's talking about pedophilia, and everybody's coming out. It's like almost everyone.
Right.
This is real in Hollywood. Right. The media knew about it. They spiked the stories on Weinstein. Hollywood knew about it.
I know. Well, the book is called Through Your Eyes because it's about seeing life through the eyes of your child. But I had my dad here with me yesterday when the book launched. He flew out today. But it reminds me, when I hear these stories, I wanted to move to LA. I wanted to be in New York. I wanted to be a child actress. My parents said, you can make that decision when you get older, you're going to college, and then you can make choices for yourself.
So they were protecting you.
I'm so glad they did. I hear all these stories. And Molly Ringwald, I read the article in the New Yorker about what she said, and she said that her parents were with her, and she was harassed. A director put his tongue down her throat when she was 14 years old. Another man pressed up against her to get sexually aroused when she was 13 years old. And she said she had very protective parents that traveled with her and were with her all the time. So I'm really glad my parents protected me from that.
You know, and it actually dovetails into your book nicely. And one of the things, and I know this is a second in the series for you, it's like things that we parents find aggravating. Rain, snow, leaves and the trees blowing, and then you have to rake them, cutting the lawn and flowers and bees and all. It's like when you do look at life and when you slow down and you see it through your kids' eyes, it's a beautiful thing.
So true.
And then you juxtapose it to the evil in this world.
That's right. That's right. That's why we need to hold on to our children and just remember that we need to look at life with the lens of a child. She walked out one day and she had never seen rain, and we walk out and I left my umbrella and I had to turn the stroller around, and in New York it's just not convenient because all the taxis are taken when it rains. I had to go back upstairs to get my umbrella, and I was, you know, just delayed. I was mad. I turned the stroller around and I look at her, and she has these big eyes and her mouth is wide open and she's looking at the rain, and I thought, this is my little girl, the first time this human being has ever seen rain, and it changed my perspective that day. I was with her when she saw a dog for the first time, and she's cackling. I said, Hayden, this is a dog. And I loved that she was a dog lover instantly.
Oh, great. I'll send 3 dogs over for your daughter.
Bring
them over.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, okay.
But one day we're going to go and pick out a dog. So I'm really looking forward to that. But this is just, it's what our children teach us. And we could all go on and on about what our kids bring to the table.
Well, and it goes through all of that. All those things that they see that we take for granted. The rain, the sun, the snow, the stars, the beautiful park, animals, and things like that.
Thank you so much.
One last question, though, and it's related to both issues, I think. I remember when I was a kid, I would get off the school bus. My parents had no clue where I was.
Right.
I knew where my kids are every minute of every day.
Times have changed.
And it's funny because I met your father yesterday because you were on the radio show. And he said the same thing.
I know.
You didn't have the restrictions that you'll put on your daughter because of all of this evil. It's sad, isn't it?
You're absolutely right, because a few people change everything for all of us. Look at 9/11. You can't get on an airplane without being frisked, basically. I mean, they go through your bags. That's after 9/11. You can't take liquids on a plane because a few jerks did all of this, evil people, and it changes everything for all of us. But we have to be protective, and that's our job as parents.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is a great book.
Thank you.
The illustrations are phenomenal.
Are
it's really well done. And where are you going to be? You're doing a book signing tomorrow in South Carolina?
Yeah, tomorrow will be Connecticut, in Madison, Connecticut, and then Friday, Myrtle Beach, Saturday, Columbia, South Carolina, and Sunday, Greenville. AinsleyEarhartBooks.com. You can buy the book there, or you can get the schedule. But we're giving proceeds to Folds of Honor.
Are you going to do that in the morning, you said?
So tomorrow, we have Major Dan Rooney, who started that organization. His story is incredible. You should stay tuned for that. We have a big surprise for him tomorrow, and I won't reveal what that is. But tomorrow on Fox and Friends.
And then on the back is a picture of you and your daughter, which is really cute.
Isn't she cute?
Very cute.
Thanks. I love her so much. I love
okay, you want to kiss the picture? Okay, there we go.
I love her. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for being with us, and congrats on being number 1 in the morning.
Well, that's because your viewers and you. Thank you.
Well, you're number 1 in the morning. It's the best show on cable, no doubt.